is a water bladder press, a little more elegant than these other guys. So we can break up into 3 groups. One group will operate this press, one group will operate the water bladder, and the third group will operate the little guy there. We'll bring our bin out here, the first bin, and we're going to have to empty it with buckets. So we'll get buckets, we'll dump the mud into the press. You fill these up to the top. This time, once it's full, these go in, sit on top of the mud on either side, and then I cut some blocks somewhere. These blocks, you might want to clean these up a little bit. And these will sit around to bring either way, like alternate, like this, around the screw to bring it up high enough. Then on this one, these 2 pieces go on the top, and then it's a ratchet. So we take this, and it goes in here, and there's a ratchet mechanism. And once we get it set up, we'll figure out which way it goes. These go one way, and then when you're loosening it, they go the other way. So the way you press with these is you want to go pretty slow. It'll free-run juice pretty well without any pressure. So we'll let it run for a while until it stops free-running juice, and then we'll start ratcheting it down, nice and gentle. You do a couple turns, you let it juice. You do a couple more turns, you let it juice until it starts running dry. Then you back it all the way off, you break everything down, and most of the time, it's a good idea to do what I talked about, is fluffing up the cake. So you can pull the sides off. On this one, you pull these pins out, fluff everything up, or actually you don't need to do that, you can just reach in and break everything up inside. You can probably fill it with a little more must and press it again. That way you'll get all the wine out of the must. You don't want to press with these too hard. You're not going to go until you can't pull it anymore, because then you're starting to break seeds. You're going to get harsh tannins in there, which we don't want. So it's nice and gentle, but you want pretty good pressure. Both of these will operate the same way. This one, you set it up. This off to the side. Around there. Fill it with must. Well, first put the bag in. This is a little cleaner press. This bag goes in first. Inside. This around like that. You'll fill it with must all the way to the top. Then you fold the green bag over the top of the must. Put the lid on. Tighten this screw mechanism down onto the lid. We'll get the hose, connect it to here. We just turn on the water, it'll press. This one, it'll spray a little water around. This is a lot easier. And it actually does a cleaner job with those, but those are fun. And those are old school, old-timey. You break up the cake on that. You can break up the cake on this one as well. But it'll press pretty dry without breaking up the cake much. And when you break up the cake on this one, it's a good idea to fill it up again. These only run well if they're really full. They don't run well partially full, so it needs to have a full load. Those you can fill part way, you just bring it down first. So we're going to have one person filling it, and one person's going to have to monitor the bucket, and we're going to dump it into here from all 3 presses, and then we'll pump all the wine, and it is wine now, so you probably want to get a glass. I'll proceed bringing out a box of glass. So if you're over 21, I think everybody is here today, right? Taste it a little bit. It's wine. See what it tastes like. It's a little rough now yet, but it's wine. It's not bad. Well, Beaujolais Nouveau, it's the new stuff. So it'll go into the tote. I've already added the malolactic-cultures yesterday morning, so malolactic fermentation is going on. The secondary fermentation. Once we're done, the tote's full. I'll lift the tote up on the forklift, and we can fill all the carboys and jugs. And I put on Blackboard last night. I typed up a, taking your new baby home thing. I think it's the folder is the wine project, and I've got some pretty basic instructions as to what to do. I want to take the carboys home with a stopper, of course, the solid stopper, I hope you brought those. Make sure it's tied down so it doesn't tip over in your car. Take it home and find a nice, cool, semi-dark area of your home where the temperature is fairly moderate. It doesn't have to be cold. 65 to 70 is fine, but not, you know, out in direct sunlight, not in somewhere where it gets real hot or real cold. And then put the fermentation locks in. Fermentation locks are filled with about a 10% solution of potassium metabisulfite and water, and leave it alone for a couple of weeks. The only thing you want to make sure happens is that it doesn't bubble over, and that the fermentation lock doesn't go dry. So if it starts to dry up, you want to add some more of that solution to it. And the rest of it's on the little thing. You can print it out in the blackboard and we can talk about it in class. The main thing is to get it home today, you know, park it somewhere cool and leave it alone. So that's the plan. Any questions?
On the airways themselves, the plan is just on the floor. I guess the biggest one looks like a building and something will come together.
Yeah.
So I'm taking it off when using it.
Right.
And then fill that liquid up and it'll
And the float thing will float on top of that liquid. Right. So oxygen and carbon dioxide can come out of the container, but oxygen can't. Well, there's no oxygen there, but oxygen can't get back in from the outside environment.
Yeah, it'll release gas.
It'll release gas.
But it will not allow any oxygen.
Not that change. Just mix it like a weak solution, a little bit, maybe you know, a cup with a quarter teaspoon of potassium metabisulfite, mix it up real well, and fill that up. And then, you know, just every couple days, go in and make sure that it hasn't gone dry. We'll probably look at it. Resist the urge to get in there and taste it all the time. Every time you open it, there's potential for microbes and other junk that are floating around in the air to get in there and do bad things. So, you know, you're going to have 2 cases of wine when you're done. Hopefully, plenty of time to taste it down the road. So that's the plan. So we need to break up into like 3 groups, one group on each press. You know, this one is a little more elegant, but it's not quite as fun. You just stand there and watch it do it. These are a little more fun. Whoever's on that little guy's going to be doing a lot of work because it outfills it quite a bit. All right? Let's get the hoses hooked up.